Welcome to my stone house here in Monsanto. I knew as soon as I saw it, I loved it. So I sold my house in the rear and bought my dream home in the heart of the countryside, with Monsanto blooming on one side and the most beautiful mountain range on the other. And my new project of renovating this old stone house and rejuvenating the forgotten vineyard and orchard garden will begin.
Very early morning, good morning from inside my van, and I just wanted to show you what it's like for me living here at the moment, because I am living inside my van outside the property in the courtyard area, and the mornings are very, very cold. I'm not sure if you can see. I think you can see that, how cold it is when I wake up in the mornings. The first thing I do is to put the kettle on, make a cup of tea, because that always helps to warm the van up. And I also do have a heater, so I am going to put that on right now. And then I'm going to snuggle back under my covers and drink my cup of tea. So, Fat Cat is sitting here. Yes, I knew this was going to happen. Wanting to get closer. I've said no at the moment, but we know how it went the last time with the kitten. But I think that was a bit different, and I really don't want to encourage too much domesticity into the cats here, because I don't want a house full of cats that are my responsibility at the moment, because I am heading back to the UK. So we just need to strike this balance. I just need to wash some underwear. So I don't really need to go to the lavanderia at the moment, but so I'm just going to put a bowl here, some water. I've got some hot water from the kettle. I've got my wilderness wash, which is biodegradable. So obviously after I finish, I can just throw this onto the land and it will be fine. And yeah, it's a beautiful day for it. I have the perfect hanging place for my drying underwear, although it is in full view of the gate, but very few people pass here, so I'm not really that concerned. I've started collecting all the stones, the granite stones that I find around the property, and I've now put them into different size groups. Here there's some nice slate pieces there too, so that when I come to doing the walls of the house, for example, most of this main front part here is okay, but for example, you can see here on the wall here where the old mortar is coming out, that there are gaps, and they need to have little, well, it needs to be repointed, but there are other places where there are big holes, so I do need a stone in them. Why is it when I'm looking I can't see any, but you can see there's plenty of gaps to fill in. And like here, for example, yeah, there would be stones. Look, this one is like just loose sitting there. So is that one, like that, no good, it's really sitting there. This one probably here too, look. So they need to be repointed back into the wall again. And then I have a few of these type holes which go all the way inside. And actually it's a really, you can really see how thick these walls are. You can see there's a front and a back stone. They are so thick, these walls. So we're going to need some nice bigger stones to put in here and fill these holes so that I don't have the wind blowing through in the winter. I am going to take these pallets down to the land just behind me here and see if I can't put together the start of a compost area. Just to give you some context about my piece of land here, one of the pieces of land, and where I've just come. So there is the entrance into the land, which is all this piece here, and it's just up here in this far corner that I'm going to be making the compost, and it's a perfect place for when I trim this olive tree because it's a bit big at the moment. I've already dug a bit of a gully at the back here so that the pallet just sits in the gully. It's going to be sitting up against this brick wall anyway to support it, so I'm not really going to be needing to screw too much. Yes, because actually I have got a screwdriver, but it's a bit of a girly one. Anyway, I might have to put a couple, so let's just see how it goes. I'm just going to put them in a rough position to start with. I've just got two. I've got another one which I'll bring down in a minute, but I'm just going to put the two here and just see how it looks. So let me just show you that this wall is on an angle here. So I have just, trying to show you from this way. Hold on. Oh yeah. So this is one pallet, this is one pallet, this is the other. And I'm thinking they can just go like that next to each other, and I can probably put just a screw through, through this side here to go into this side here to go into this piece of wood here. And you can't see my head. And the next pallet I want to put so it comes out straight here. So I'm just going to make a gully here to put that in. I just want to take a moment to appreciate the beauty of this land around me that I have the privilege to own a small part of. So I've just brought the third pallet down, and now I'm going to just try and wedge it in there. Look at that. Well, that did the trick. I'll show you what I just did. It's amazing. That is perfect. I'll show you. So I just dug a bit of a trench down here and then slotted it in. If you can see, this is the one I've just brought down, and then this is the other one, and it's literally just slotted perfectly into that groove there. So I think I will reinforce it with a screw. I have some long screws just to keep it rigid, but I'm pretty pleased with that. So I just need to acquire some more pallets now so that I can make another space next to this one here too. Fat Cat is enjoying the sunshine and laying in the sand. And the other one, yes, is just sitting there too in the sand pile. This morning, it's a beautiful, magical, misty one. Cannot see the mountains. The sun is just trying to break through. And behind me, the magical mountain that is Monsanto. Good morning to a beautiful blue sky Monsanto. And today I want to measure this door frame because it needs a new door frame. This one, as you can see, is falling apart. And I also need a new door because I need a new working lock. So I am going to be using this tool that I have been sent by Inkerma, which basically is a really good measuring tool, and it can measure all sorts of different things, which I will talk about later. But just for now, I just want to measure like here from width and the height. And so rather than me, it's obviously difficult if I was using a tape measure to try and do this with the tape measure. So with this little gadget, what it does is you can turn it. You won't be able to see this way round, but it has two little laser dots each side, and it will measure that for me accurately. You might be able to see the dots if I do it like that. Maybe if I point it towards you, you'll be able to see the dots. But wherever I go, I can like measure the width of the room as well and the length of the room, whatever I want to measure. And so, yeah, I can measure this and measure this by the touch of a button, and I can record it into here as well to save those measurements. So no need for a pencil and paper to write anything down. And as I say, I will talk about this in a minute. So let me show you a little bit more about the Inkerma. it comes with this nice little pouch that you can put on your belt, and you have the charging cable. And I'm just going to show you this diagram here, because this shows you all the different types of measurements you can do. So you can do like angle measurements as well, and find the area of a space, and yeah, lots of cool things. And it is very simple to use. You have different units that you can just press this button, and okay, I'm not doing that right, but it should change the, oh no, it is changing. Is it changing the units? No. Okay, I need to read the instructions then. Maybe it's a long press. Oh yeah, there you are. It's a long press. So you got inches, feet. Not sure what that is. That's adding things. But you can see also that this little number here is changing because it's measuring the distance where I'm actually sitting. And I prefer it in meters. And you have, this is where you can change the type of measurements here that you want to do, and then you can save it in here. It holds up to 100 different measurements. So as you can see, it's really simple to use. So I just want to thank Incoma for sponsoring this week's video, and I think that this will make a really great Christmas present. Oh, it agrees with me. It would be great for estate agents for measuring room sizes. It would be great for builders, so we don't need your tape measure all the time. And obviously it would be great for anyone doing their own projects in the house. And for me, it's been so useful already. I've been and measured also the width of the gates here so that I can get some new gates for the house here too. So it comes with, if you buy it through my channel, the link is in the description. There's a 10% discount. So yeah, why not buy it for that special person in your life who just has a tape measure at the moment. There is a really beautiful sunset tonight. The sunset's actually behind me, but this is the colours over the mountains. Really beautiful. I'll just turn around. And the sunset is behind Monsanto. This is how it's looking outside the van this morning, or today should I say. It's actually no longer morning, it's lunchtime. And yes, it's got a lot of rain in the air, but I have been inside. Today I need to do a planting job because a few weeks ago I bought 50 tulip bulbs and they have started to grow. So I need to get them into the ground, and I've chosen this place here in front of this outbuilding because it's in the main courtyard area and will be very visible. And I've started to dig a trench just here, and I need to dig another one there behind me as well. I've already dug this to it says 10 centimeters down, so I didn't even need to push them in because I can just cover them up afterwards with the soil. So, and yeah, no, it's at 20 centimeters down, that's right, and about 10 centimeters apart, something like that. But I like clusters of tulips. So I think I'm going to put them closer together than that. I'm going to do kind of a, I don't know, like this kind of pattern. How many tulips do you get coming from one stem? So look who's come to see me. Beijinhos. She's making a lot of noise as normal. Hey, beijinhos. Come on. Hello. Hello, Beba. No, beijinhos. Hey. Do you want some food? Come on then. Let's get some food. I am sure that these two cats are related. Okay, let's get some food for you. Two very happy cats. Hey, beijinhos. I wanted to answer some questions that are arising from yourselves about why I chose this life here in Monsanto and what I vision for my life here. And so the answer to to that question is that I love being in nature. It is my happy place. So I wanted to be in a place where I'm surrounded by nature, where it's peaceful and tranquil, away from all the normal noise of busy consumer life. And Portugal is a great place for this type of life. And so my vision for here is really that I want to live as sustainably as possible. I want to have some chickens again, like I did in my other house. I want to grow food. And yeah, more than that, I want to create from where the orchard garden is at the moment. There's lots of fruit trees over there already. There's apples, there's oranges, there's figs, there's olives, there's pears. So, but I want to really create like a mini food forest there. And so I will grow lots of other things like fruits, maracujá, which is passion fruit, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, all those good things. So what at the moment is a very sparse area with all the fruit trees dotted around. What I want is to have like like a canopy. So you have the bigger trees, and then underneath the bigger trees you have the smaller bushes all around, and then below that you can have your vegetables growing all around. So the whole place will have a feel of like you can walk into it, maybe on a series of on a pathway through it, and you can just pick an orange here or a strawberry there. But yeah, more about that later. I've diversified. So yeah, this type of place is my happy place, where I feel my happiest. That was just a fly. Go away, fly. A place where I feel relaxed, I don't have any stress, and where I can be part of a community where the people help each other. And Portugal is very much a place like that from my experience and from what I read as well. The Portuguese people are always wanting to help you, and there's always like an exchange of, you know, maybe they have grown something that you haven't, so they give you that, and then you barter back. You just give them something else that you have. And I love all that. That's like the old barter system. So I love that community, and I love the community of feel in Portugal with all the festivals and festas, parties that they have in all the little villages. They all have their own little thing going on, and then there's the bigger things that go on. So there's always something happening if you want to be part of that Portuguese community. And where I am living already, I've been here for nearly 2 weeks, no, 10 days. And already I have met some of the neighbors here. There are English, there are some Germans, and there are some Portuguese as well. And yeah, so that's really lovely to meet with the people here. And it's like in Portugal, if you move into a very, very small hamlet, I'm going to call it a hamlet. It is a tiny little village that everybody knows what's going on. You know, everyone knows who lives in each of the houses. So when someone new comes along, everybody's very interested. So at the moment, sometimes I have people, they just kind of like stop outside as they're passing and have a look, which is fine. And if I'm outside, then I will chat to them as well. Another question that comes up is, do I get lonely being on my own? Well, I know that I wasn't on my own for the last 18 months because I had my partner. But before that, I was traveling in the van alone for 2 years. And I am very accustomed to being on my own. And I actually really enjoy having that space and time for myself. It's not to say that I don't like to be with people and friends. Yes, I do. But it's probably 50-50 actually. I like that I can choose when I want to be in the mix of people. So yeah, if I'm ever going to get lonely here, I have some friends, English friends, that actually are renovating their own stone barn not far from me, like a drive of like 8 minutes. So they are just around the corner, and that's lovely. And then if I just want to be in the mix of people, I can drive to the local smaller town is about 25 minutes away, maybe 20 minutes away. And then the bigger town is about 50 minutes away, and that's the biggest city, Castelo Branco. So yeah, if I want to get my fix of being around people, I can just go there. But even so, it's not to say that sometimes I don't feel loneliness. I do. It's that comes, I think, with part of being on your own. And yes, I can distract myself from that, but I don't think it's a bad thing to feel sometimes loneliness. It's always portrayed as a negative thing, that someone is lonely. So people view on that it's a negative thing. But in that time of feeling that loneliness, you actually get to really appreciate what you do have. Does that make sense? So yeah, in those moments of loneliness, I think about how fortunate I am to be able to live this life that I have chosen to live. And yeah, and so the loneliness tells me maybe I should take myself off to my friend's house or go to the big city, or just do something wonderful for myself. And around here, there are so many beautiful locations. There are river beaches, there's a waterfall not far from here, there's a lake, there's a beautiful but it's just beautiful, a beautiful big Barragame, which is another huge lake. Because actually I'm very near to where the festival Boom happens. This is like a really big festival that happens in Portugal every 2 years, and I'm literally 20 minutes away from there. And the next one is in 2025, so I'm definitely going to go there. I just want to apologize for the interference of all the flies buzzing around in here. It is, a bit of a problem in the van. The flies seem to want to come in to get out of the rain. So, yes, apologies for them buzzing around. If they annoy you, they annoy me more.